All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Jovial Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Jovi, with my co-host, Brandon. How we doing, Brandon?
I'm hanging in there. I'm tired, but I'm hanging in there.
I'm up. I'm wide awake.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've actually had more of a normal sleep schedule here recently. It's wild.
Hey.
I
Good.
don't even know what to do with that. I don't know how to feel.
What is this life?
Because I'll be like, here recently, I've been laying down. Well, some nights I've laid down at like 10, hardly woken up in the middle of the night, like maybe a little bit because Issa cried. But then I go back to sleep and then I'm up 6, 7, something like that. So it's wild.
Dang.
My brain's still trying to comprehend. Like, yo, huh? That actually felt all right.
What? Oh, yeah. Sweet. That's good.
So, in that regard, it's been a good week. Other than that, it's just been a lot of video gaming this past week.
What are you playing these days?
Little Genshin Impact. It started out as a mobile game in 2020, but now it's on like other consoles and stuff. So I've been playing on my computer here recently. Same account, so I just hop back in. Jill's playing it now too. So
Sweet.
She'll hop in. I just had to clear my room because this was still set up from when she was in this past weekend. She'll set up right here, get her monitor, got the speaker sitting here still.
All right.
We'll just hang out, game, the kids on the floor, roll around or whatever.
There you go.
So it's
That's
been
the way to
good.
do it. Yeah.
How about yourself? Why are you so tired?
I was up at like 4:30 this morning.
Ooh.
And I went to bed at like, it's probably like 11:30, 11:45.
That's not too bad.
I mean, it's not too bad if that's like your like you operate on that. I mean,
That's pretty good.
You hear like a low key like Elf when he's like, I got a full 40 minutes of sleep last night. Like, that was pretty decent. No, but it was like one of those, like, you ever have like one of those things where one of those nights where you feel like you did work somehow in your dreams or something, like you're just thinking about a lot or like working through stuff. Like there was like one of those nights where I woke up and I was like, technically, 5 hours of sleep isn't the worst, but I felt like Sleep Me was like, all right, we got some things we got to work through. We're gonna dream about that one and then this and then like all that.
That's because you're right. You get like the length of sleep, but it's not restful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the worst. Honestly, I hate when I've woken up after 5 hours and I'm just sleepy. I'm like, what was the point? I should have just stayed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, no. There's no point to it. So.
Oh, speaking of video games, I got a bone to pick with you. That's the topic you weren't privy to.
Oh. Sneak attack.
Yeah. Bro, we're coming up on February. It's been nearly a year since you promised to play Power World with me.
Oh, jeez.
Fans, people in the community, my so-called brother just lies. He lies to me all the time. And you guys, you see him as a nice person, but this is what I have to deal with. He sets me up like, yeah, we'll do it. Great. And then he slowly hides in the shadows. Like, as long as he never remembers, I'm okay.
All right. So Power World. I gotta
mad at you.
Dude, at this point, are you even still playing it?
No.
Right. Like,
but I keep thinking about it. That's the thing. Where I'm gonna hop back in. But if I hop back in, I was thinking about starting brand new.
All right.
So if I start brand new.
Is it still going around? Because didn't they get like sued by like the Pokemon like company?
Yeah. Nintendo.
Yeah.
There was a case that was opened but I haven't heard anything in a long time. And
I
it
mean,
wasn't that like they ended up what they did was they changed their patent, like the wording of their patent,
okay.
right before they started their case. So I'm wondering if the reason it's slow is because of that fudge work right there.
Mm.
I didn't know you could even change patents like that, but apparently you can, and they did. Nintendo doesn't like anyone stepping on their territory at all.
I'm. I mean, they are kind of like, this is our tiny little niche. This is what we do. This is what we've had for a while.
Nintendo also has Mario, so let's not act like they
Yeah,
don't have other properties.
yeah, but they're like painfully slow at doing new things with their sort of intellectual property.
They're
Like,
aren't they older than playing cards? No, they started out with playing cards because they're like a super old company.
yeah, but
I
they
don't
like
know.
they just came out or they just announced like they have their new Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, is that official now?
It is. And dude, I know people out there like Nintendo fans were like, "Yeah, isn't that great? It's a new one." And I'm like, "It's just a bigger screen, guys. Like it doesn't do that much different." And then there's like yeah, it's just some of the design stuff.
Hopefully, it runs faster.
Hopefully, like
'Cause, goodness,
uh,
I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna. Jill got a Switch, and I'm glad she likes it. But I'm what I've seen them do with it. I'm like, it's just not
straight
for
up
me.
straight up Windows 95 in there. Like it's just like oh, you want to load that game? Gah! Oh,
Not Macintosh.
ugh. What?
Oh, bro, the download button says 153 years. You just that one piece of paper just.
It's so annoying. It's so
Oh man,
annoying.
I don't miss that. But I'm on PC now, so it's not slow like that anymore. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Especially when
No.
I get my new GPU here soon.
I will say,
It's gotten bad.
like the technology now with how quick things are moving is incredible, and like the graphics paired with it, like
Dude, it's getting weird. It's getting weird.
mhm.
Anyway, you gotta hop back on with me. It's still around, so we gotta do it. Not none of this sidetrack trickery that you be doing.
Fine.
See, he's trying to
Fine.
do it again. Be glad I didn't come in my full armament. I was gonna light you up,
It's
dude.
just fine.
I was gonna start with gaslighting, and then
I mean,
I
you
was
already
gonna go.
did.
Well, it was gonna be more vicious.
Oh,
I
ooh.
had
What is
flames in
more
my eyes when I
vicious?
thought about it.
What's more vicious? Like subtle gaslighting or like the pretty overt? Because
Subtle.
yeah, I was gonna say like the
So,
subtle stuff is like that's like criminal mastermind where you're like,
but
"Hmm,
I did.
well
So
done."
the fact that you know I can go down that line and I didn't, respectfully,
Fair
respect
enough.
me.
Fair enough.
All right, man. Let's hop into today. I just wanted to give you a little mess before we started. All right, man. So you got me a shirt.
I did.
I enjoy it. So it's a capybara, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a little flannel. So I wore my flannel.
Uh-huh.
I decided to double it up.
Nice.
I like it. It just feels like it's like the theme of the shirt is too warm for where I'm at
Mhm.
because it's already warm.
Oh yeah. I saw it and I was remembering I can't remember what discussion was, but I mean you kind of mentioned how like capybara like was something that you just like see like one of the chillest animals out there. Like even a crocodile is like, nah, we're good. We're like
Yeah,
I
this is my
could
guy.
eat him, but he's good. And the fact that he's got a flannel on and he's just like chilling, like all right.
Yeah, I love it, dude. That's awesome.
I mean, we weren't sure if you were ever gonna get it though, because it was one of those like it was one of those buys that I was like, yeah, I gotta get this for Javon, and then you start researching the company, and you're like, oh, oh,
The reviews weren't great to the company.
no, the internet they were going after him a little bit,
Bro, like it was Peter or something. Shout out to Pete Levy.
like Peter, that dude, like. Have you seen any of the shirts that he did? Like any more of the new ones?
Not since we looked at it here the other week. There's more since the other week.
I think he might have just been on some of his socials that I was like trying to look at. They were going political. I mean, just it's hard not to do with some of the things that have changed and shifted in the last little while here.
I had a question about that. The stuff that happened earlier this week, did that affect you?
The payment stuff?
Yeah.
They were looking at it like things kind of like it, I think it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know yet. I know that it sent like ripples everywhere, and everyone from like different grant organizations and nonprofits that have like that we've worked with and partnered with. They were like, "Hey, we're not going to be able to do this." Like, there's just it's been nonsense.
Right.
But then some of the insurance payment stuff, they're like, no, we're not going to stop with the medical. But then, what's interesting is like, I feel like there's been a weird whiplash that I've seen where, so the Don comes out and he's like, we're gonna, pause these payments if they don't line up with X, Y, or Z. Right. And
that seems very illegal.
I mean, like Congress, in the Constitution, Congress controls the purse strings of the government. Like,
right.
Like,
so how could he just executive overwrite?
I think what we're learning is like there's been some rules that have been bent for maybe a lot longer than we realized. Because like I feel like everyone outside of the government's like, hey, that like you can't do that. And everyone that's in it's like, there was a thing that we did like in like maybe 1910 that was like
it was kind of like hush, like we didn't really tell y'all.
Yeah, like we did it so we could make sure we could pay for this, but technically he can. And so there's like a whole bunch of so there's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on because the Don says that and is like we're gonna stop payments, which honestly, I think there's a part of me that's like, we've wasted a whole lot of money in the government. So I'm okay being like, let's run an audit here.
Fair enough.
But this is like a blanket audit, like all y'all getting like audited. And that's where I'm like, oh, hey, this is a big
It's hilarious one. Coming from a person who's declared bankruptcy multiple times. That's the only thing that's baffling to me is like, he's putting an audit out on everyone when he's like, yeah, but don't check my tax documents. Like he didn't want to give up his stuff for how long because he was grifted.
Dude,
and this is our president.
I don't know, but here's what feels weird about some of the ripple effects with like the insurance stuff is because in the memo it was like, hey, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, we're gonna keep going with those. Don't worry about it. But then I saw like these different other memos from some companies that contract with Medicare and Medicaid, and they were like, yep, we're not gonna pay out. And I feel like they're maybe using it too. Like if the Don says like, no, we need to stop payments, but not for this. But if someone's like, we don't actually know yet. Like we don't want to pay yet. It's just, it feels like another person that's sort of Yeah, it feels like someone else is piggybacking off of it and trying to use it for some other thing. And I again,
Oh, like
like,
companies and inflation.
yeah, and being like, oh, we had to hike prices because of inflation. And you're like, whoa, but like, I
23
I
times that?
I know inflation is real. Like, we all know it's real, but like that real? Like, that's you sure? And they're like, shh, don't talk about it. And so the
Oh
whole
man, I
thing,
saw eggs for $22.
mm-hmm,
I say,
mm-hmm,
yo, I know you
mm-hmm.
lying.
Oh,
I
for
know
sure.
you lying. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But yeah, so it feels like people that are piggybacking off of certain things. Um, but then also like insurance companies. So if people don't know, insurance companies right now, um, they're piggybacking off of the sort of big announcements and sneaking in some like pretty big shifts in healthcare that people just don't even know, like limits to anesthesia, needing
I
prior
heard
auth.
that one.
Yeah,
And I
needing
said,
prior.
because your
Yep.
boy has been under the knife a couple times. And it's a
But
good time. It's my best sleep. Don't cut me off, bro. I'm out here in La La Land. Don't cut me off.
no, but then there's other ones where you need like prior auths for things that have never needed prior authorizations. Um, like things like CT scans, like it's not covered. Like, so yeah, so there's like all sorts of stuff where I'm like, oh, these guys are like they're dropping like weekly memos and changes in policies as the Dons like lighten things up everywhere, which again, I do think the government needed to like things to be different.
Mm-hmm.
This feels a whole lot like just setting your own house on fire and then being like, I wanted new furniture. And you're like, whoa,
Well,
like
bro, he
to
literally
burn it.
fired people who were on the case against him. And that seems
Yeah.
illegal in and of itself. As what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with an R. When you're doing retaliatory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like, because you and I both know if we owned companies and someone came out and was like, I'm a whistleblower, you and I both know we can't go out there and be like, I docked your pay by all of it. You're fired.
By
Or like,
all of it.
or like, hey, we're restructuring. You can either resign or you can just like work for like $1. So like all of it where I'm like,
I mean, wait,
oh,
but companies do that boldface all the time. Looking at you, Starbucks and Boeing.
Boeing's just mad that their
Especially
people.
you.
Boeing's just mad that their people were like, hey, our planes aren't safe.
Bro, they're Xing people off, and you can't convince me otherwise. You
Oh,
cannot convince me
literally?
otherwise.
You mean literally?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people who ain't never been sick a day in their life or had no mental health issues automatically come up and hit the old X button on their life. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely not, man. So, that, yeah.
Why did they write Boeing in the note? Like,
bro, oh, there was a big child ring that was just exposed, and there were some big names in there. Forgetting. That's a side tangent. That, I don't know. That just hit me out of nowhere. I was like, there's a lot of powerful people who are getting away with a lot of dirty stuff right now. And I'm like, what happened to America, bro? What happened to us?
I mean, that's a good question. Like,
I personally don't like either side, so I'm not going to sit here and lean one way or the other. But let's face it, the past since 2014 or so, been real shitty. It's been real bad. Like the past 10 years seems like what should have been progress. It's like we got kicked down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just baffling. Like how have we let it get this bad as the American people to not be able to come together as American people? Yes, we have differing opinions and whatnot, but it should not be this divided. This
There's
is
only one
outlandish.
There's only one thing that'll bring it back together.
Cocaine. Oh wait, huh? What?
We need like a whole sound. We gotta have like a soundbite for that, like some sort of like, just bleep it in there or something.
Oh my goodness.
No,
that's not the answer, guys.
No,
That's the answer, Brandon.
Overwhelmingly in U.S. history, the thing that unifies the U.S. More than anything else, it's been war.
Or at the very least, threat of such. Looking at George W. Bush. I'm looking at a lot of people today.
I mean, Georgie's in your office, in your house there, huh?
Huh?
You look around, George. George W.
Like looking at you, but like, it just brings me back to when that guy threw shoes at him. It's fucking. Do you remember the press conference where the?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I want to do that to Congress. Just a bin full of shoes and start hawking them.
Yeah, dude. Did you see the nominee for the FBI? What he said in front of the Senate confirmation hearing?
Is that Kash Patel? Is that
I cannot remember because
trying to remember. Like, I know they were talking about the FBI a lot.
I can probably last maybe 10 seconds watching the news, and then I'm like, I'm out. I gotta go. This is too crazy. But thankfully, he at least was like on his Senate hearing when they were like, will there be retaliation? He was like, I disagree with commuting the sentences. Like what just happened, like what the guy who nominated me, what he just did, I don't like. I disagree with that highly. And so I was like,
they be saying that a lot. I don't trust that.
Here's what
the last couple of confirmed judges.
I don't trust anything from anyone. I trust what I see you do, but your words don't mean much to me. So if they're like, if the Don came over and was like, hey, I'm actually, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna stop some of the stuff. We're gonna work together. I'd be like, prove it, Don. Prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all.
I want to see some legislation toward it right now.
Oh yeah. Like, put your money where your mouth is. I'm not gonna trust you till I see something. Cause not gonna lie, man. Even your wife doesn't want to be near you. Cause we all know why that hat looked that way. We all know why. It was a force field against you.
Bro, she hates that she's in the position she's in. Again, you can't convince me otherwise. The look on her face says it all. Like, she doesn't want to hold hands with you. Like,
I mean, there's probably going to be a Netflix documentary later on, and it'll be like a political prisoner. It'll be like about her, and we're going to find out that she's somehow like, that's how like the Don somehow solves the Ukraine and Russia stuff. Is she'll be like Vlad's like second cousin that he was like secretly in love with, and the Don's probably like, you better end it right now or else Melania gets it.
Shut up.
I'm telling you,
bro. They're gonna pose her like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the whole JFK.
Yep.
Marilyn Monroe situation, except he got his lady, and mind you, it seems like she's trapped. Man,
oh yeah.
I don't know the marriage like that. Let's get off this overly terrible situation. like of a conversation. It was awful.
Yeah. I I hate politics, and I don't like that we keep being mean to one another, and I
Uh-huh.
don't like that in my mind. I'm like, there's only one solution to this, and I don't like that either. But we need to be nicer to one another, and people are forgetting to be nice. So that leaves us with one option, and that's crisis.
It's more. It's
Dude,
not that there's not another option. It's just it's a slow moving option.
dude, we had the LA fires really close, like really recently, and
Mm-hmm.
people are still like, nah, like people aren't being kind to people, and like a lot of them are like, the bunch of rich people deserve to have their houses burned down. Like, whoa, no, like what? That's no, that's
What
not
would
what
change?
happened.
What would change that situation is the rich people paying for other people instead of the GoFundMe that are being run by some of them. That would be the thing to do because it's about showing that change can happen. Right now, you're not seeing many demonstrations that change can happen, or at least you are, but in a negative view, where there needs to be a show of change in a positive view because that right now it's a tiny snowball and it's taking a long time to hit the slope for real for real. And
Mm,
it's like there needs to be enough catalyst to push that over the edge to really amplify. And there's just, again, too many people that have resigned to, well, this is just the hard times that are going to be, and let that be that.
yeah.
Yes, these are going to be hard times, but you don't have to continue to let it be that.
Mhm.
You can start setting things up for a more positive future. Again, it starts at an individual basis. We keep expecting everyone to take hold of it at the same time, and that's just not gonna happen. It's
Mm-mm.
never been the case in the history of ever that that's happened. Like, oh,
In
we
the
all
history
come
of
together
ever.
and love at one time. Yeah, right. People suck by nature. So,
That's that's what I mean.
but
Like the quickest path.
but it's not. It's it's the quickest path, but it's not a sustainable path. Again, look
It,
at
it is if we're in
2001.
war for a long time.
Look
We're
at
in war.
2000. No, it's not because we were in war for maybe 4 or 5 years. And
No,
by the
I mean
time
like
that was done, we were back
I'm
to hating each other and we were
yeah,
still
no,
in
I
war
know. No, I know, but I mean like where it was like an active firefight on like
on the
US
ground.
soil.
It's,
Like
I don't think it'll happen the same way again. If we had a crisis right now, the parties are so divided. They're so divided that they won't come together. I
oh
promise you. One will try to, and the other won't. Guaranteed.
yeah.
As
I
a
mean,
collective, it'll
I
be
really
divided.
I really hope we don't get to actually test this and be like, "Hey, remember that one episode where we talked about this? Let's see how it plays out." Like I hope we don't do that.
Yeah. I might have been wrong here a couple episodes ago with the predictions. I'm we're we're headed down pretty quickly. There's always I can't say there's always. We're still at a point where it can be fixed, but it's running out of time. The fact that they pushed the doomsday clock forward, you saw that?
Mhm.
This is terrible. Also, America is now named as a sensitive country. That essentially means that they have problems with their borders and problems communicating with people as a whole, um, and get real antsy if things don't go their way. Yeah, that's us now, and
Ooh,
it's
that's
just hysterical.
here's ready. This will wake them up. We're very quickly going to turn into the new France. That should wake them up.
We're quickly turning into Russia.
Whoa, yeah.
That should wake them up.
I
Red
don't
October.
know. I don't know. It's like a new children's book. Vlad and Don, best friends. Da 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 da. Hey,
A
you
lot
know
of this
what?
just seems bad. I don't know. I want to
It's
talk
just
about something different.
all right. All right. What you got?
I'm gonna be a full-time dad come Monday. The day this
Woo!
episode airs, here's hoping I can air it. Jill's back in the office on Monday, and it's me and Issa
Mm,
kicking it here at home. And I think I'm ready though.
I think you are. I think.
Mm, I was really dealing with the cry situation, and because it's for me, it's like a misophonic episode, and I get
Oh,
angry.
yeah.
Where it's just like, bro, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here, and I'm not gonna put you in jeopardy. So I wanna walk away. But clearly, you need something.
Mhm.
So there was something I was doing where I was having Jill just like stand back. So I would sit there and I just tolerate it, just exposure therapy my way
Yep.
through this whole bit.
Yep.
Where it's like, all right, kid, give me your best, bro.
Wah.
One day, bro, she went for like a half hour straight, going off. I'm like,
She's telling you all the feelings.
bro,
All of
hit me everywhere. I'm like, huh. All right, you're down. Okay. Ooh. I lasted. Jill went to give me a hug. I'm like, don't touch me.
Oh yeah.
Because
Isn't that-
after that, I'm just like, oh, I gotta decompress.
Isn't that wild? Like when you're when you're so sensory stressed out or overwhelmed, and someone's like, bring it in. You're like, no, 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 no. I need something quiet. I need to be away from whatever. Just people. Just no. I will talk to you guys later.
Hmm?
But I'm out.
Yeah, it's one of those. I didn't recognize how much I actually dealt with that, like on a daily basis until, well, it lasted until like maybe a year and a half ago. Because I wasn't really reaching out for hugs or anything like that. I would hug Jill, and I tried my best to make them heartfelt, but like sometimes it wasn't fully there. Where it's just like I'm just here, and I'm like I don't want to be here, but I'm doing this for you. And then there's been points where I'm like, yeah, just I don't know. The answer's no. I can't. I just can't. I don't want to be touched by anyone, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
But so worked on that with adults, and now worked on that with Issa, and that's gotten better. So I'm happy about that. It's been a lot of prayer,
Nice.
taming my spirit over that. Cause goodness, because the other thing is I hate when people smack their lips when chewing.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I wanna decapitate you. Like I don't want your head to be there anymore, and then I can be happy. But that's not a healthy thing. It's just how my brain's wired, though.
What? That's not healthy? What?
I mean, it's not healthy to say it aloud, probably,
Oh.
but I do. I do.
That I have that with my own children's. Very much so. Did I ever tell you like I was working on, I think I was replacing a sink or a toilet or something, and so I'm moderately handy, but when things don't go well, it's hard to remain calm. What?
I'm just. Why'd you say it like that? It's hard to remain calm. I'm like, you went back.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
because I was like working on stuff, right? And my son comes in the bathroom where I'm working, and like the plumbing is just not like, it's not working the way I needed to, and I'm trying to figure it out because whoever did this like thing in our bathroom didn't do it up to code, so I had to figure some stuff out. And my son came walking in with like a bowl of veggie straws, and it was just like, and I was like, buddy, I need you. Like, I love you so much. I need you to leave immediately. Like,
You're
as
so
fast
good with
as
a preface.
I need you to get out of here. And he was like, why? And I was like, because you're making noises that are normal for kids to make. You know to chew with your mouth closed. But because everything's going wrong right now, Dad is just on the brink of like throwing a wrench through the window. Like unapologetically, just like one of those things where you throw something and then, your spouse comes up to you and is like, that was uncalled for. But I'd be like, it was totally called for. And I would do it again. I'll do it again right now. That's how mad I am. Like that. And so he's like, okay. And so when I went to talk with him later on, I was like, hey, about that. And he was like, yep, we know. Don't chew with our mouths open, especially when Dad's working on something. Like, I'm like, oh, thanks, buddy.
Oh, thanks. I don't even gotta go over it. Cool.
Oh, because
Bro,
I don't
I
know.
got that
Like,
way
there's,
last year. I broke my phone.
oh,
Fucking threw my phone. I still have it. This is busted.
there's,
Oh,
I don't like. It's a unique level to go to when you're that frustrated and angry, where your body's like, do it, just throw the thing, and you're like, agreed, it needs to be thrown. And
it's
then
so primal. It's
Yeah.
so primal.
it is. And then when someone's like, hey, that was uncalled for, and you're like, you're uncalled for. Get out of my face.
It's just so explosive.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's a weird
That's
level.
what I say, my heaviest fuck yous. Like, you can tell it comes deep from within me. Like, I mean this with every fiber of my being. Go fuck yourself. And it's like, bro, what the blows for?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like when you're sort of sensory overload and it goes to that level, it is just, I feel like
I wish I could just shut down instead of get angry sometimes. I want to skip past the anger part and just hit shutdown mode, because it can be very intimidating to those around you when you're at that peak, and it's just like you're giving off a particular aura that it's not holy. I can tell you right now. It's not holy.
No.
It's not white little light beams coming off you.
No.
It's like a dark, deep, black, purplish color. It's not holy.
No, but I think trying to find, like, so for me, like knowing that you love your kids, like the love for your kids, it's a weird thing, because in my head it was like my love for my kids was holding that part back, and it was like, you need to get out of here because he's coming out. I can't stop him anymore. But I love you, and you need to get to safety. Like, and then my son was like, I get it. Love you too. And I was like, okay, bud, shut the door on your way out.
He's looking around like, ooh, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Like, that's what it felt like, was just kind of like this primal, like, weird, ragey part that, like,
I love there's an illustration to it. It's just, you know what it is. It's like Wolverine busting through the door in Berserk mode. It's just like, who wants to get it?
Yeah. Yeah. But then you have your sort of redeemed side that's like, hey, buddy, it's cool. We'll get why you're here. We're gonna ride it out.
Hulk's a better choice. Yeah, him and Banner.
Yep. Yeah, just kind of like, it's all right.
So I've worked on that, and now we be kicking it. It's a good time. I know her cues better when she's feeling either hungry or sleepy. Man, we have hit the point though, because she's eating a little cereal from time to time. She's getting constipated because her body's like, what is this? And she had like a couple days where it would be like a couple days, then she'd go, and then a couple more days, and then she'd go. I'm like, oof. She'd be hollering sometimes. That girl has got lungs on her.
I mean, it's such a like getting like helping kids, helping babies, like their bodies, that the changes that they're going through. And it's really unfortunate that the only way they can communicate is just crying. Like, I mean, I'm sure there, there's cues and things like that are besides crying, but like to really like let you know, like I'm hurting, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm sad. Like it's just crying, and you're like, cool, cool, cool. Like this. So this is the only thing we got. We only got these words. Cool. All right. I guess we gotta figure it out.
We don't really know about the changes, one, until we're teens. Then there's really just that phase that we're talked about, and it's not until retroactively, when either you have kids or you've been around kids long enough, that you're like, oh, I get it now. They have no idea what's going on. They're just dealing with it.
Yeah, like in real time.
I know what's going on with it because they're growing. They might have a growth spurt. They haven't gone to the bathroom in a while, so on and so forth. It's like kids are constantly going through stuff, and we're expecting them to just like get it. I'm glad I've learned this now before I hold her to a high standard of figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't you know already? No.
But I think that's how some people they do parent though, is they're just like, come on, figure it out. Ugh, you're so annoying.
We're not birds. Like, we're not pushing them out of nests.
Right. Yeah. Go on, get.
You look like you're ready to fly today. No, as a matter of fact, I'm not. And then fall, and then some of them perish, bro. And that's a perfect analogy for how some people end up living their lives. They perish. So I guess today's good advice is don't push too hard. Push some, but don't push too hard. Yeah. Because you might just X them out. And that's not good. You don't want that on your heart. So be good people. All right, y'all.